Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here with Vision Marketing and Design, and today we are live inside of our team training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So today what I'm going to show you how to do is send an email, a one-time email. So many of us, when we start getting leads, we have an onboarding sequence or a welcome sequence, you could call it, that will introduce ourselves and our business. But what happens once that is done? How do you actually continue that communication? One of the best ways of doing that is like a weekly newsletter or maybe a one-off email when you have a new service that you're offering. But I definitely recommend regular communication. Okay. I do see that Floyd and Maria are joining us on YouTube. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I'm actually in the automations tab right now, okay, because I want to show you once that onboarding process is complete. I'm just going to go ahead and dive into one of these onboardings that I have here. And you'll see that here we're removing from the workflow. But whatever your last step is, the best thing to do is to add a tag, okay? Because what you're telling the system is after they've opted into this funnel and they've received all the communications that I want them to receive in this onboarding sequence, we want to tag them. And you can create whatever tag you want to. You could say newsletter, if you wanted to. And then what's going to happen is they're going to go through this whole sequence, and or no matter what, no matter how many onboarding sequences you may have, multiple products or whatever you are promoting, you can tag them whatever you want to tag them. But if you just like, for example, want one a universal tag to add to your email marketing list, you could use something like newsletter. Okay. You can have multiple tags. You can choose whatever type of setup that you want. Once you add that tag, now what we want to do is we want to create an email to send to everyone that has that tag. Okay. Now, before I go into this, if you guys are, experienced high-level users, you probably are like, oh, there's 100 ways of doing this, and that's so true. I just want to show you one simple way that is pretty universal that you could use. Okay. So we're just going to add a tag that says newsletter at the very end of our automations, and we're going to save. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to go back to our marketing tab. Okay. And you're going to go to campaigns. Let me check out of this here. Now, first of all, I definitely recommend creating a template. Okay. Now, a template doesn't have to be like a crazy elaborate with lots of images and things, and really it shouldn't. But let's click here and we'll talk about how to create a template. Okay, so we're going to click here, and you can choose to use the design editor, or if you are, really into creating HTML coded emails, you could select that as well. But we're going to just choose a simple option. I do see that Linwood and Ray are joining us as well. Hello, guys. Okay, so you can see that our email starts out just very bland, right? All we have is a title here. Now, really, even though, we can add images and buttons, and we can add some fancy dividers and some code and videos and a shopping cart and RSS feeds and headers, and we could do all these things to make this email so beautiful, okay? But I really, I get the best results by just using simple text. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this text here, and you have a heading, and actually it's better to even not have a heading. Okay, so we could say hello. Hello. And then we want to use the first name, and we can do that here. I love custom values. You can import any of these things here. If you have your own custom values, you could add those here as well. If you want to use like maybe the account holder's name or the date or the email address, the unsubscribe link, there's so many things that you can do, but we're just going to use the contact's first name. Okay, so we're going to say hello, contact whatever their first name is, and then we're going to say, here is some info that we wanted to tell you in this email. Okay. Now, like I said, you could be all fancy. You could add all of these things here. Let's actually just, like if we wanted to say, let's add an image. We could add our image here. When you click on there, you'll see that you can actually add the link here. You can click here and then go to your photo gallery. So if I wanted to add my image there, I could, and add some alternate text. Let's go back here. If we wanted to add a video, we could do that here. And all you need to do is just paste the YouTube video URL. So it looks like here's one. So we could just paste that there. And if we wanted to add something in the footer, maybe wanted to add like a shopping cart or something, if we have different products we want to add, there's so many things, right? But once you get your email created, okay, or your template rather, all right, because maybe you wanted to add a divider here and you want to, make this whatever your branded color is. So let's say that. So definitely get it pretty, whatever you want your template to be. Okay, now once you get that saved, or once you get it created, you're just going to save it. And let's go back here. So now we have our email template. Okay, so this is what I would want to use every single time I send out an email. That way, if I did put my social media links and all of those things, I don't have to redesign my whole email. Okay, so now that I have the template created, I'm going to go to campaigns and I'm going to create my first email campaign here. Now you can see I have a blank one, or I have the new template that I just created. So I'm going to select the new template. All right, so here's my template. Now I can change this to say anything I want to. It's not going to change the template, okay? So I'm going to say this is my, this is my first email. Okay, and now I'm just going to save that. Okay, so whatever you need to do to customize this and, set it all up, and then you have all of your information that you want to send to your leads, then you want to click send and schedule. Okay, so you have the option to send now. You can schedule for a later time. You can actually batch schedule, which is like dripping. Okay, so schedule large groups of contacts in a drip mode. So maybe you don't want to, especially if you're sending like 10,000 emails, maybe you want to drip that out so it's not like a spammy thing. You don't get dinged with your SMTP provider. So you can choose if you want to do that, or you can also choose the RSS feed. Okay, so that's really, really cool. If you have a blog and you want it to automatically send every time there's a new blog, you can actually set that up as well. But just to make this really simple, we're just going to schedule, and we're going to choose our day and time. Okay, so let's just say 3 o'clock. Okay, now here we're going to put the email address that our email is going to come from. Okay, now I would probably just want to put mgmyvisionagency.com. Okay, so that's the email it's going to be sent from. And then I can add a name here. Now, if I choose to not add a from email or a name, it's going to use the default of whatever my account uses. Okay, so I could just not add a name there, or I could just add my own name or my company name, or I could even use custom values if I want to. So if I wanted to say, I want to use my account email address, that's where I want to send from. I could also use my account name, so whatever name is on my account. Okay, and then here I want to click and choose my subject line. So I'm going to say, here is my first email. Now, obviously, I'm not going to type that out, but I could. And then I could also type, here's my first email, comma, and then add my contact's first name. Okay, so I could say, here is my first email, Ray, and exclamation point. So now when Ray gets my email, it's going to say, here's my first email, comma, Ray. We could also add preview text, which is really cool. It kind of gives you a little, a kind of a leg up when it comes to trying to get them to open your email, because that is the goal, right? We want it to land in their inbox. We want them to open the email, and then we want them to click in the email, okay? So adding some preview text is really good way of getting them to open. So we could say something like, you will not believe what happened to me today, ... And then, they're going to see what the subject line is. And then they're also going to see, in the email providers that allow this, they're going to see the little, basically like the first line of the email. Okay. And of course, anytime you see these little tags here, you can use custom values. Okay. So, when it comes to choosing your recipients, okay, you can choose an individual contact, or you could choose all contacts. Okay, so this is my demo account. I have 309 contacts in this account, so I could choose to send all of them, or I could choose to send to a smart list. So we're going to talk about smart lists more tomorrow because they are so cool. A smart list, and I don't have any created in this account, but let's say that I wanted to send my newsletter to everyone who has been tagged as opening an email, who has maybe been tagged another specific offer, or they have opted in, before 90 days, things like that. I can set very specific criteria and I can create a smart list and it will stay updated, right? So as people move through my sales process, anytime they meet that criteria, they're either going to fall off or they're going to be added to that smart list based on the criteria that I've set. So super cool. Don't miss that training tomorrow if you are interested in learning more about smart lists. But this is actually a new feature, and I actually do use the smart list feature every single day. I have a smart list called email marketing, and that is what I use to send my daily emails. But you can also choose a tag. Okay, so maybe we wanted to only send to our newsletter to the people who have been tagged newsletter. Okay, so I could choose that there. And like I said, this is actually a brand new feature that we can tag, or we can choose the contacts from specific tags. Okay. So if you just have one tag and you want to send that out, super easy, tag them newsletter. If you have different criteria, like maybe several tags or different, rules basically that will allow them to be in this list, you can use a smart list. Okay. Or like I said, a one-time contact, you can just choose them manually if you're just sending one email. So once you have all of this set up, you're going to click save and then it's going to schedule that email. Okay. Now that is it. That's all you have to do to send a one-time email. So I hope you guys are really excited about that. Let me see on Facebook. Someone says, if you have a big list, are you sending all at once or in drip mode? That depends on your business structure. If you are someone who is doing cold marketing, you definitely want to drip and you really want to make sure that you're warming it up, make sure that it's set up correctly with the DMARC and everything. I have training. If you go to bridgetbartlett.com, I have training on how to do all of this, how to set up your mail gun, how to put it in drip mode and make sure that you're warming it up. But if you're sending cold emails, you really don't want to, even with a warm email address, you want to do batch schedule, and then you don't want to send any more than like 50 a day. In HighLevel, if you need to send more than 50 a day, it's better to create a different sub account with a different sending email address and then send 50 more a day. Okay, so that's really what you need to do if you're doing cold marketing within HighLevel. Okay, to make sure that because we use Mailgun, that you are not getting your account shut down and being called a spammer, right? But for me, I send thousands of emails a day on a regular basis, but I have warmed that up. So when I am just sending my actual newsletter, I just schedule and then I send them all at once at 2 o'clock. Okay, and I have very good open click rates. So yeah, so it's good for me because I have gradually warmed it up and built my list, and I'm not having lots of people who are unsubscribing or marking me as spam every time they receive my emails because of that. They have chosen to opt in, and because I hope that everyone thinks that I provide value, but the numbers do speak for themselves. So if I did have lots of people unsubscribing and marking as spam, that would not be possible for me to send thousands of emails at one time. Okay. But if they have opted in, they're a hot or warm list, and you could definitely send thousands of emails. So hello, Terry, Facebook user. I'm so sorry I can't see your name, but you said thank you for the awesome info. You are so welcome. And definitely check out that training at bridgetbartlett.com. and you can see all of the steps. It'll really walk you through. Okay, guys, thank you so, so much. I'm not going to keep you very long. That was a quick training, just down to the dirt. Tomorrow, we're going to talk all about sending with Smart List. You guys are going to love this. It's one of my favorite features in HighLevel. So if you are not a member of HighLevel yet, or you want to become a member of My Vision Agency, you can actually go to bridgetbartlett.com, or you can go to myvisionagency.com to create a free trial. And I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality.